hearing it. First, my comments on Jerry. He was probably one of my dear friends here, and was supposed to be honored this weekend in Dayton, Ohio, with a NATO meeting. He's people don't really realize there's actually a NATO parliament, and some of us are designated. And he was the president or speaker of the NATO parliament. So not only is Jerry beloved by all of us, he's beloved around the world. All of our NATO allies, every time he showed up at a meeting, Jerry, there's Jerry, and they just everybody adored him because he's just an adorable, wonderful person, and I'm going to miss him. And I'll be in Dayton this weekend, and I'm sure a lot of us are going to shed a lot of tears for him. So,
Democratic members of the committee made the case that this ought to be. They want, obviously, we believe it should be.
Well, Democrats want to spend, into oblivion. I mean, if it were just Democrats, there wouldn't be any cuts.
Well,
we just keep spending money.
I would not call.
I mean, somebody has to step up. We're on an unsustainable path.
Mr. Neguse, Chairman, respectfully, I would not call. I'm almost done here. I would respectfully.
You ask a question. Mr. Comer was attempting to answer your question.
Okay.
Mr. Neguse, there is no prize here for talking the longest.
Well, Madam Chair, I had intended to finish, but I've got about 7 more questions. I guess I'll proceed with Mr. Comer. Mr. Comer, go ahead and finish your question or your answer. Sorry.
I've stated the obvious. We are trying to do the best we can to be fiscally responsible. It's no fun when you have to make cuts. You all don't know what that's like. You've never cut anything in your life. You just continue to spend. We're on an unsustainable path. We have limited jurisdiction on the Oversight Committee. We're very passionate about eliminating waste, fraud, abuse, and mismanagement in the federal government.
We're here in the middle of the night, of course, because the Speaker and President are trying to rush this bill through by July 4th, a timeline that doesn't seem plausible even if Republicans manage to jam their BS version of this bill through the House this week. It's clear they don't have the votes. The deadlines are made up just so they can jam the bill before anyone really knows what's in it. And for all your consternation over this or that provision of the bill, no matter what agreement the House reaches after this tortured process, y'all know that the Senate is going to rewrite the bill anyway. Senators, Republican senators, have said this bill is a non-starter.
Unfortunately, we are here today discussing a bill that would make that American dream harder to reach for millions by increasing costs for families, hardworking American families, and gutting the things that they need to survive and thrive. This reckless budget would take health care and food assistance away from millions of people in order to provide tax cuts to the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected. It would hurt children, hurt seniors, hurt families, hurt women, hurt people with disabilities, and hurt our nation's veterans. If enacted, the GOP tax scam would represent the largest cut to health care in American history and the largest cut to nutritional assistance in American history in order to provide the largest tax breaks to billionaires like Elon Musk in American history.
This is a 1,000-page bill, for God's sake. 1,000+ pages, and you want to shove it through in the dead of night because Trump said, close your eyes and vote for it.
Only in the mind of a Democrat could giving our soldiers, our sons and daughters in uniform, what they need to be ready to protect us, to keep us safe and free, be a scam. Only in the mind of a Democrat would keeping illegal immigrants from receiving taxpayer-funded social services so that we could sustain those programs for American citizens now and into the future could be a scam or trash.
This was Rand Paul today. Apparently the Speaker, I guess, met with the Senate Republicans, and this is Rand Paul's quote. Quote, the Speaker basically said that conservatives just have to live with raising the debt ceiling $5 trillion or $4 trillion, which is a historic amount. And I'm one conservative who won't live with that. Senator Ron Johnson, this is a week and a half ago, quote, the one big beautiful bill, I never thought I'd be quoting Senator Johnson, but anyway, I digress. The one big beautiful bill that Congress is working on is certainly big, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I'll tell you, the senior citizen who's an Uber driver is going to benefit the most from this tax package because no tax on tips, senior tax relief, and also they can deduct their interest if that car is made in the United States. These are real impacts for real Americans. In fact, an average family of four under this tax bill will see their tax cuts of $1,300.
Republicans are playing Russian roulette with the American people. That's right, I said it, Russian roulette. And that's because either you're going to lose your health care, that could probably save your life, or not. You can get a tax increase or not. This is serious business. According to the Joint Committee on Taxation, Congress's nonpartisan scorekeeper says families making $30,000 or less will pay an average of $200 billion more in taxes because of this bill. Families making $50,000 a year, you have a 50-50 chance of seeing a real change in your taxes.
So I have a lot of ground to cover. If it's not obvious already, not only am I a no on this bill, I am a no. Let me tell you why. This bill puts a massive permanent tax break in place for the ultra wealthy and corporations on the backs of working Americans. It will literally make the poor people of this country poor while the rich get richer. It will give billions of dollars in kickbacks to defense contractors, private prisons, and big tech. It gives cuts to life-saving programs, Medicaid and healthcare, which all of you said you wouldn't cut for months, and here we are. Food assistance, school lunches, Pell Grants. It will decimate protections for the environment, NEPA, public lands, judicial review, climate and clean energy. It decimates protections for our federal workers. It makes them at will, and it threatens their retirement. It threatens our consumers. It eviscerates the federal budget. And, Madam Chair, despite what I have heard here for many hours of lying, it will put into place the largest increase in deficit spending this country has ever seen. Ever. That is what this bill does, and that is why I oppose it. I'm here to present 6 amendments, one of which was voted down by the Republicans in oversight that would actually protect Medicaid, Social Security, veterans benefits, and food assistance. I'm also here to fight for a bill, an amendment to this bill that would make it impossible for people like Elon Musk and special government employees to self-deal and exploit the government for their own personal gain. I'm also here to present an amendment that would restore the protections for our tribal nations, because notwithstanding what I heard the chairman say in the dark of night in this room, this bill takes away the judicial rights of our tribal nations to defend their sacred lands and their tribal trust and treaty responsibilities, and it is shameful. It is absolutely shameful. I am also here to offer an amendment to restore climate funding that was cut out of our national budget, and I am here to present an amendment which the Republicans have already voted on in a number of different places and spaces that would make it impossible for our foreign adversaries to mine here in the United States and take advantage of our system. These are but a small offering to a 1,000-page bill that will literally kill Americans. This is but a small offering in the 500 amendments that my colleagues and I have waited all night and all day to present in this committee. So let me be perfectly clear. This bill will hurt the American people. It will raise the debt. It will give permanent tax breaks to the ultra wealthy. It will put billions of dollars into the pockets of Donald Trump's friends. It will cut life-saving programs. It will decimate protections for our communities. And it is happening on your watch. And we are here to fight it every step of the way in this committee, on the floor, in our communities, and we will not stop fighting.